Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals, and in today's video I am going to make a Daphne's Diary journal from start to finish. So I have got this beautiful magazine. This one is from 2024, the number 2 edition, and I will be making a journal out of the front cover and the back cover as well. And this is all I need to make it. Very simple. It's one of the most basic journals you can make. So I am just going to be using a ruler, a pen and some scissors, or I'm going to use some larger scissors to do my cutting. If you have a paper trimmer, you can definitely use that. And then I've just got some cream paper. That's going to be my blank pages for writing. You can use plain white paper, coffee dye paper, ledger paper, any types of paper really. I'm just really loving cream paper at the moment. And then you'll need something to bind. So we've got an awl, a needle. I use embroidery thread, so pretty. Here's my little bowl of thread, and something to keep the pages together. So I use long bobby pins, but you can use bulldog clips or paper clips, something like that as well. Okay, so the first thing that I do is grab the magazine and I just rip off the front cover and the back cover, and I will put these pages aside for the moment. We'll come back to those. We'll just focus on the cover first. So with the front cover, I love just folding it in half, and I don't really like having the details there, so I'm just going to fold it so it misses those details so that I can cut it off. So just about there, and then I'm lining up this straight edge to get my fold. You can use a bone folder or something to press that down. I just use my nail and then I will cut this off, the excess, and then flip it over, and let me have a look. I have missed this part just a little bit, so I will trim that just a little bit more where I missed that edge. Okay, and then here what I want to do is I'm just going to get my ruler and I'm going to use this edge here to kind of mark where I want to cut that. My pen isn't showing, but I can see the mark that is left. And yeah, I don't measure anything. I get questions all the time about how large, what size my covers are and how I measure. As you can see, I don't actually measure. I just kind of eyeball it to where it suits my eye. Then I get rid of that edge. So that is my cover. And yeah, it's a little bit perhaps wonky at the top and the side, but I am okay with it. I like it as is, and I can always trim it down further if I need to. Now this one, so pretty. I just like folding that one in half pretty much because I like the words Daphne's Diary. You know, I am just going to trim that so it is a little bit more the same, and then all I do is trim that edge there. Okay, that suits my eye a little bit better. Now this one is so pretty. Sometimes I fold it like this. If there's something pretty here, I'll fold it this way. But as you can see, there is nothing there. This one is stunning. I think I'm literally just going to fold this one in half as well, except I want the writing on one side. So again, I'm going to fold it a little bit with a gap there, because I want to position it so all the writing is on this side of the cover. So I'm going to flip it over, line up this edge as close as I can and get it, and then using just my nail to fold that. And then I will trim off the excess like that. Then coming in here, what I could do is make a shorter journal. I'm just going to gauge where I want it. Of course, there's this lovely line here that I could cut along, and that could give me the journal cover there. In fact, I quite like that. I like that it has some blank space for your eye to rest on, to breathe. If I put it here, it's still nice, but your eye doesn't move around the page. Your eye kind of goes there. If I put it here, the cover's more balanced. Your eye sort of moves around the page in a circle, which is something that I learned is a good thing when it comes to composition and design. So I'm going to go ahead and I will cut along this edge here using that crease as a guide. And then I fold it because I just want it to match up even with the back cover, because that's going to be my front. And those are my covers. I like big journals, so this is great. Just a reminder, you cannot sell anything with Daphne's Diary in it due to copyright. They mentioned that on their website in the frequently asked questions section, that they make wonderful personal journals and make wonderful gifts. So I have got a few personal journals made from Daphne's Diary journals, and I've given away many Daphne's Diary journal gifts. So now what I want to do is flip through the magazine, and basically how I choose my feature pages, I'm looking for roughly like 10 each for each journal. And this has to go in it. So I'm looking for my favorite pages, basically. That's how I choose. And then these pieces, these are like postcards. So I'm actually going to cut those in half. That's really pretty, actually. Cut these in half and send them out as freebies, as little extra gifts when I send out my orders. And just looking for my favorite pages. And usually that involves flowers, gardens, that kind of thing. And sometimes I have to do a few passes if I don't find lots and lots of pages. Because this is an Easter edition, there's going to be obviously a lot of eggs and bunny rabbits and that kind of thing, which I'm not too fussed about, but this is a lovely page. But all good. And then the other thing I'll look at is not necessarily choosing my favorite pages, but choosing ones that go with the color scheme. So we've got a yellow cover here, but I'm also looking at the back because I want both sides to be pretty, if possible. If it's not possible, it doesn't matter too much, because the side that you don't like, you just cover up when you do your journaling. It's a page that you can add your own journaling space to, add a photo to cover up anything that you don't like. Sometimes I pull out more than I need. I love that image there. I love these neutrals. So this page, for example, I would cover this. I would cover like these words with my own writing space. So just flipping through. I've already gone through this magazine once with a pair of scissors and pulled out any pages that I wanted to keep for me. And I cut out words and images as well that spoke to me for my personal journaling. So that's the other way that I like to use this magazine. And I sort of treat it like a scrapbook pad because you get so many papers. I love the pattern papers best. These are so pretty. Especially love the blue one, because blue is my favorite color. All right, I got quite a lot of pages out of that. And then this is a poster. Sometimes I cut off the poster. I already cut off the little flowers at the bottom. I believe that was a members video where I went through the magazine with a pair of scissors and I cut out all those flowers. So what I kind of do now is I put these covers in front of me and then I allocate which page goes to which cover based on the colors, based on the theme. I could do it totally random if I wanted, but I like going with a theme. So I'm just again looking through here and I haven't found any definites yet. I feel like this one is quite vintagey, so I'm going to put more of the vintage neutrals into that one. So these pages here, the softer ones, perfect. And it's becoming a pinkish toned one too. So I'm just going to double check that the pink won't clash with anything on the inside of the cover, and it's not. So this one again, the pastel, more neutral things, I will put into this journal. Now this one, I'm thinking like the more brighter colors will go in here, but because it's got pink, it could also go in this one. So there's more pink that could go in here. Yellow. Now this one's perfect for this journal. And then we've still got some garden stuff there. We've got yellow there. So, oh, and we've got yellow there. Perfect. Yellow and green. Good. And then just want to check these pages here. Okay, hang on a second. Let me think. All right, so we've got these two here. Blue doesn't really suit any of them. But we've got this green one here and this green one. This is a green and pink. I think there might be, and we've got this blue one, which I'll put aside, I think. Okay, and then these two, I want this one in the bright one. That will probably be my middle page. That will go in the bright one. So we've got, and then I try and count and make sure there's 10 in each piles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's where I go 9, 10 with the brighter colors. Oh, I've got this one here. Hang on. So I might save this greeny one with the pink for this one. So let's have a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I want to swap then, because we can do that pink and this can be the bright, even though there's blue. And then maybe this can have a bit more blue and I can take one of these for the other journal. I feel like that one's got most of the pink. So let's just count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Looks like I'm making this journal in this video. And I will make this journal at a later time. I thought that would have been amazing if I got all 10 for each first pass through, but yeah, I usually have to go through the magazine and pull more images. So I want to start from the back, and this is when I will fold the pages according to the design. So this one lends itself to being folded this way. This one also has columns, so I feel like that could go well like that, but I actually want the pink to be featured first. So I'm going to do the pink page and fold it this way. Then this one, again, I want the pink. So I'm going to fold it here. And I just check the back just in case it's, you know, folded in a really weird place. Okay. I love this one with the subtle pink there. I love this image. It's really pretty. So I could go either way. I think I'll go, yeah, that way. So I usually put the prettiest image first when I do my folds. So it's the first thing you see. All right, this one. Cute. I think I might fold it this way so the cat is there, but I just want to double check that that's not going to ruin anything. We're not going to fold it in a weird spot. So I want a couple folded that way, maybe 3 or 4 at most, but 2 at least. I don't want just one random folded that way. So this one, I think I want to fold this way. And I fold them full size. I used to fold them at all different sizes, but I just want them full size. And I fold it a little bit in from the edge of the cover so that there's more chance that all the pages will be inside. I love the music paper here, and I'll have to do less cutting at the end because the inner pages will stick out more and will hang over the edge, which some people like that. And sometimes I let that happen, but I like my pages inside each edge of the covers. So here, 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 instead of flush or hanging over. I know that flush looks really trim, and I know that hanging over looks really cool and handmade and rustic and great and layered, but I feel like the reason why I go inside is just because I like neat and tidy and compact and ordered and structured, and also I feel like it protects the pages having them inside. I don't know which one I want to have it. The pink, yeah, the pink. I feel like that will break up the journal too, because we've got a lot of illustrations, photos and things, but this will break up the journal nicely as you're turning the page. Same with this. So because we've already got one folded that way, I'm going to fold this the other way, but because I need to have the exact middle line here, I'm going to do it this way, and then I'll fold it that way. This will break it up really nice too, because of the beautiful, did I do that right? Yeah, close enough. And then this one, that's really pretty. Whoops, I'm going to do this side. All right, then I just grab my scissors. I'm going to cut all of these edges along here. I don't usually do it like this. I thought I'd try something different for this video. I usually do each page one at a time. So I will cut it, I'll fold it, cut it, and then trim off the top, do the next page, fold it, cut it, trim off the top. But this time I did all the folds. Now I'm doing all the cutting, and then I'll do all of the tops. Okay, now what I do to do the tops is I line it up at the bottom where I want it. So it's, you can see that there's a bit of a gap and a bit of a gap. I also want a bit of a gap at the top, but because this is ripped, I'm gonna rule it there. And then I could do all the rulings and then cut at the end, but this is what I normally do. I usually rule it and then cut. Well, actually, it just depends what mood I'm in. So this one, we'll cut there. And look, there's a little mini page. Pretty. So again, lining it up and just ruling it. And I know Oh, hang on, this is why I want to go the other side just to check where my rips are. Of course, you could be much more careful with your ripping, but I don't mind having some pages shorter than others. In fact, with these types of journals, I want that. So the rips kind of allow that to happen. So I just kind of turn it over, check the side that has the lowest rip, and go from there. And yeah, I find it quite therapeutic, this process of ruling and cutting. Now this page, okay, here's where I can cut it here, and then I have 2 pages. But would that cut it off in a really awkward spot? You know what? I don't think it's too awkward, so I'm going to actually use this line here, so that when you open it, you've still got the blue flowers there, and you've got the basket underneath. So I have 2 pages. That means I can swap one out and put it in the other journal. Or this journal can have 11 pages. Like, it doesn't matter if it has 8, 10, 12 feature pages. It's just, I make these so many times. I've got my routine, I've got my method, and that's what I do now, is 10. So that gives me 20 pages altogether in the signature. Because what I do is I alternate feature pages with the Daphne's Diary pages. And if you're wondering, like, how do you use a journal like this with magazine pages inside it, I do have quite a lot of videos showing flip throughs of my Daphne's Diary journals, because I get that question a lot. So there are flip throughs showing how I use a Daphne's Diary for a quote journal, one for a list journal, and one for a memory journal. And basically, yeah, I just add my photos, my ephemera, my pretty pieces of papers, and glue them onto the pages and write either, yeah, my favorite quotes, or a memory, or a thought that I have. And the Daphne's Diary pages just add some interest, some decoration to the pages, so that you're not facing a blank journal. Because I know a lot of people don't like facing a blank journal because it's too intimidating. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to start it. They don't know how to fill it up. So having a junk journal with some of the pages already, you know, with pretty images on them, it gives you a starting point. Okay, what I want to do now is find my first page and my middle page. That's kind of what I always do first of all. So I deal them out like cards. That's what I call it. 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah. Now I feel like this is a showstopper, and that can go there. But I'm also thinking this one could work, because it's like, this is her journey in the journal. But then I'm also thinking this one could work, because it's like a dedication page. I think I'm going to go with this as the first page. And then the middle page, I want something stunning. So actually, I feel like that page could do it, because it's all about spring and pink and florals. But this page is also really pretty. I feel like that page could be really, really pretty as a middle page. So there's options. And I don't have to use one of these as a middle page, because I could just put a blank page in the middle. So it's out of these two, I think. Actually, this is my middle page. Done. I try to choose a middle page that doesn't have writing on it. All right. And I try to choose something aesthetic that has a vibe and an atmosphere that makes you feel calm, or something to go with the journal that makes you feel happy or joyful or whatever it is. Okay, so I've got my pages there. I'm going to, sometimes I order these first. I put them in order first. But this time I'm just going to choose my first and middle page, and then I'm going to move on to the blank pages. So this paper, I get questions about this all the time as well. It's just normal copy paper, 80 GSM, A4 printer paper, but instead of being white, it is cream or sand, one or the other. And I have no problem using white papers. White paper is wonderful to use in journals, but because I do kind of like that more vintage look, I feel like cream goes with vintage and that same kind of vibe, like it's less intimidating than a white page, or it has just a little bit more interest than a white page, because people are like, oh, it's cream. I don't often see cream pages or cream paper. So all I'm doing is folding 10 pages, full size. You can definitely do pockets, you can do flips and flaps, you can do smaller page sizes, narrower, taller, wider, shorter. But with my Daphne's Diary journals, I just want to maximize the writing space, because there are quite a lot of feature pages. And the reason why I'm putting so many feature pages in this journal, because usually I put 2 blank to every 1 feature page, but this I'm doing 1-to-1 ratio. The reason is because Daphne's Diary pages are just so beautiful that they're the star of the show, and often a lot of the page you can cover up. For example, this is a stunning page, but I would cover this whole section up. Yes, I would cover up this. You know, so even the pages that are pretty, I would still find spaces to journal on or decorate. So they're not like other feature pages necessarily where the whole page is untouchable. Which is why I prefer having lots of blank pages in my journals, because if I have a feature page, I often don't want to touch it at all. So my favorite type of page in a journal has something decorative on it, but can also be written on. Because for me, a journal is first and foremost to be written in. So I would like to be able to write on every page. Even if it's just like a quote on one page, that's enough. 9, and then 10. Now, sometimes I start off a journal with a blank page, just as sometimes I put a blank page in the middle. When it comes to my Daphne's Diary journals, I tend to put a feature page at the start and middle just to show them off. So that when you open the journal, the first page you see is something amazing. So yeah, just going to trim off the excess, and then we'll trim off the top. And I love it. I've been sharing about Daphne's Diary for many years now on my channel. And I'm very, very thankful that Daphne's Diary now sends me the magazines, which is really cool. And so excited that I've heard from so many people messaging me or leaving a comment saying they discovered Daphne's Diary through my videos, through my channel, and now they get Daphne's Diary. Some of them have even told me they've got a subscription now after watching these videos, and others have also told me things like they make Daphne's Diary journals after watching my videos making Daphne's Diary journals, or they use a Daphne's Diary journal. Like, that makes me so happy, because yeah, I'm passing on the inspiration. You know, I love the magazines, my favorite magazine to use for journaling, and I love sharing about it so that others can use it themselves or read it. Some people don't cut it up, they just love reading it, which is awesome as well. And when I first got this magazine, I got 2 copies, one so that I could keep it, and one so that I could cut it up to make a journal out of. But once I made that first cut, I was hooked. And I cut up the other magazine as well because I was like, the joy that I get from making journals is unrivaled. So I know some people are like, how could you possibly cut up that amazing book, or how could you possibly tear apart that vintage piece? I'm like, because it gives me so much joy to make something with it. And I can't explain it other than that, really. Like, it just gives me joy. And so I go where my joy is. And that's why I say, like, go where your joy is. If your joy is with preserving it, reading it, not cutting it up, then do that, because that's what gives you joy. For me, I love turning something into something else, giving new life to something. It's just that creative urge, and it feels so satisfying to make something with my hands and to produce a vision, like to turn my vision into a reality, using beautiful materials. I love that. I was chatting to a friend recently about how I ventured into doing Canva printables. I have made 5 printable kits using Canva. And I was just saying, yeah, I enjoyed it and it was fun, but it's nothing compared to the joy I get making my own collages with physical papers. Yes, I can do the same thing on Canva digitally, but it's nowhere near as fun or satisfying. And I cancelled my Canva subscription because of that, because I realized I'm not really enjoying this. And like, if I did enjoy it, no problem, I would keep my subscription. I would continue doing that, but I just wasn't. It wasn't giving me joy. Like, it was fun because I learned a new skill, and it was fun just to try something new and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I was chatting to my friend, and I like had this epiphany, because I was telling her, like, I wish I could do what you do, because she does amazing design work with Canva, and like, I just look at all the things that she can do, and I'm like, that's amazing, and you create such beautiful products, and I wish I could do that. I wish I could love doing it, but I just don't. And then I had this epiphany, because I said, I love making it physically. And that's when it hit me. I was like, so that's why Canva wasn't doing it for me. Because I was really excited when I first got my subscription. I was like, yay, I'm going to do Canva. I'm going to be able to have access to a whole new range of designs and tools. And I was really excited. But then, yeah, I did it for a while, and I was like, this isn't giving me joy. But doing it physically, that's what gives me joy. But we're all different. And I was just telling her, I think she's amazing what she can do. I absolutely am blown away with what she can do on Canva. And I was just telling her, yeah, I admire it so much, and I wish I could do it. I wish I got joy out of it, so I could create beautiful things like she does, the way she does. But yeah, I was just like, it doesn't give me joy the way it does for you. Like, she's passionate about it, whereas I'm just not. And so, yeah, it was a good thing for me to learn that. Okay, so let me just chat about what I'm doing here. I thought I wanted that at the front, but I actually want a blank page. I feel like I want this page just to breathe on its own, and then I'll have that. Then this one is stunning, so I want that there, stunning. And I'm kind of alternating between like illustrated page versus photo, but I don't want to have it like illustrated, photo, illustrated, photo. I want to break up that pattern a little bit. That's how I'm thinking. I do have sort of a pattern in mind, and I'm alternating, but I every now and then want to break it up, just so it doesn't become, predictable. And I do kind of put my favorite pages at the start. So example, I wouldn't put these two next to each other because they're both gardening types of pages. So I'm going to alternate that with more of like this vintage page. And then again, so I want to keep alternating. So now I want to do this page because there's nothing like that so far. And then I just keep alternating with the blank paper in between. And then I will go, let's see, now I can do a gardening page. I think I'll do this pink one. And then I'll do a small page with the kitty cat. Cute. And I'll go here. And I want to do this page. Then I want to do this page. Then this one. Then this one. This one. And then finally this one. Oh, that sums up the journal vibe I'm going for. All right, and then all I do is push that in there, center it all. I don't mind if the inside feature pages aren't centered because I kind of want that randomness to it. I'm going to use some masking tape down the spine just to kind of reinforce it a little bit. You could use washi tape for this, but I love the use of masking tape. It works with any journal really and can tie in with the vintage theme. And because this is a neutral journal, I'm going for like the neutral masking tape rather than the colourful floral washi, even though that would totally work as well. All right, so then I will line it up here and grab my bobby pins where I put them. And now I will choose a thread color. Well, I have to go pink. Woo! Yeah, I think that matches those tulips. Let's see if I can thread my needle. Okay, then I'm going to just tie one single knot. I'm going to grab my awl and I'm going to go through roughly the middle. Now you could put tape on the outside as well, washi tape, masking tape. Sometimes I put lace or fabric there, ribbon, if you want to decorate it even more. But I am fine leaving it. All my personal journals don't have anything on the outside. So I just go through the middle. Oh, I did that pretty quick, sorry. I just went on autopilot. Went through the middle, came back down through this hole. Now I'm pulling this tight and pulling it down so that I miss the thread. I don't want to go through the thread. I want to go through the hole without going through the thread. I keep my needle there so that the pages don't move while I'm putting in the next hole. Some people put all three holes in to begin with before they start threading the needle through. I don't do that because I find sometimes the pages can move a little bit, even with the paper clips or bobby pins. And then the holes, they don't align. So I do it one by one, just so I know that the holes will be lined up correctly and that the needle will go through nicely. Now what I do here is I pull this tight and I just push those in at the corners because they tend to stick out, want to stick out a bit. Pull this one tight, pull this one, go underneath here so that you can wiggle, 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 find the center. And now you can tie a bow or a knot without the thing sliding around all the place. So then I just cut the excess here and put that away. And then what I'm going to do is check the outside because I want to hear that snap. I like my binding tight, not too tight of course, but I want it to have a bit of give so I can hear a snap. And I just check that tension because sometimes it gets caught in the middle somewhere and you don't know it. from here, so you have to check here as well. And then I check this side, just double check. See that, how it's pulled away a little bit? So I want to just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And because of the tape as well, it can sometimes get stuck on top of the tape. So then I'm going to knot it. Oh, my thread has come apart. Knot it. This is special thread from my grandma that got passed down to me. And I can either double knot it or triple knot it. I'm just going to double knot it here. And we have made a journal. Now, the last thing I check is just any pages hanging over the edge. And I can see that this page in the middle is hanging over the edge, so I'm just going to trim it here. Oh, that was the most terrible cut. I missed a whole part of it. And again, I'm just going to fold it, and I do want to cut this one just a little bit as well. Now I get lots of comments from people saying how they can't believe how straight I cut, which I never knew was something that not everyone could do until so many people would tell me, wow, I can't cut straight, how do you do it? And I was in this group where they posted this question, what's something that you are weirdly good at? And I'm like, I don't know, nothing. And then I was like, well, people always tell me that they're amazed at how straight I can cut with scissors. And so I thought, oh, maybe that's something weird about me. But if you are a fellow straight cutter like me, let me know, because I feel alone. So yeah, I just thought it was something that everyone could do. And that is my Daphne's Diary Journal. How pretty is it? So pretty. I love it. I love it. I'll do a proper flip through on my channel at some point. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and have fun making your own journals at home. Like if you don't have Daphne's Diary, you can use any magazine for this project, and use the same principles for any journal. If you have any questions though, let me know in the comments and I can do my best to help you out. And how pretty is this cover? I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. A big thank you to my beautiful patrons supporting me in February. I really hope you absolutely love it there. If you would like to become a patron, the link is down below in the description box. And my Patreon is where you get access to the start to finish journal making series each month, sneak peeks and first access to all of my creations, and depending on your tier level, printable kits, every single printable kit from my Etsy plus a new one each month. There are mail tiers and community tiers and all sorts of things. Check the description box down below also for links to my courses, for my journaling courses and creative courses, places to find me, and ways to contact me if you ever have any questions or video requests.